Hello and welcome to this special video from Poznan in Poland. I'm here with the eGovernment unit at the eGovernment conference and exhibition. I am with Mechthild Rowan, the head of unit of H2. She coordinated and organized this event with the Polish presidency. Mechthild, after the first day of the conference, what are your overall impressions?
We are indeed at the end of the first day of this conference, which indeed is not only one conference, but it is three events in one, because it is a conference, it is a ministerial meeting in a very dynamic and flexible format, and it has a big exhibition where the Commission, the first time, shows the large-scale pilots we have launched a couple of years ago in the area of e-government.
So I'm here with Constantijn van Oranje, our cabinet member that was here and that attended the ministerial meeting together with the commissioner. Yep. Constantijn, how was the ministerial meeting? What was discussed and what are the new challenges ahead?
Well, first, it was extremely dynamic. It was unlike any other ministerial meeting I've seen so far. I mean, there was very little scripting, actually none. So ministers were basically interacting, and there was a discussion, which is really new. So we had this format where we started with four workshops or round tables. And the one we were in was extremely engaged. So, because it was a mix of ministers and also civil servants involved with ICT and government. So there was a level of politics and the technology. So it went into quite a lot of depth. So it was very rich, and we could report back into the ministerial meeting where it obviously was all about large-scale pilots and how we can ensure that large-scale pilots will actually develop into real cross-border e-government services, how we can afford them, what kind of services we want.
And now we are on the stand of the European Commission, and we are going to have a look at the 5 large-scale pilots.
These projects have achieved individual results in individual areas like e-procurement, like electronic identity, e-health, e-justice, business mobility. But they have not only achieved individual project results, they have also created building blocks which can be used to create new public services. And as such, we have built the blocks so far. They will be connected, and they are connected to new services, and that contributes to growth in Europe.
How can we use these building blocks to create entirely different services, like in the field of education, or in the field of social security, or in the field of tax and such? And by doing that, you can take each one and you can pile them up in different ways. Say, well, for this use case, I need them in a different order, or I need them in a different form. But at the end of the day, you're still creating new cross-border government services which can really help grow and strengthen the digital single market. And that's what all the large-scale pilots are all about. Build, connect, grow, and go away from the current use cases such as justice, procurement, business startup, and expand into entirely different areas.
At the end of the first day now, we have a lot of people here, some 870 have registered for the event, who are enthusiastic about this concept of build, connect, growth. We have continuously now groups of ministers who have just finished their ministerial meeting here and who are fascinated about the results. And in addition, we have another nice presentation. We have hired an external magician.
Well, we have many different concepts, and this here is something that I figure is very interesting. You see, we are talking about different papers coming from different European countries. That would be from Spain, from Germany, from England, and we fold them, but we don't call it origami. What we do is we connect and we create instant cash. Can you see that? That's a very, very interesting concept.
What is SPOX and what are the benefits for the citizens?
SPOX makes it easier for businesses. The entrepreneurs can go to intermediaries, and we are enhancing the information and the delivery that can be cross-border for all the European member states and all the entrepreneurs with the intermediaries.
So if I have a company and I want to make business in another country,
you can use the documents from your home country. That is easy. You don't have to go for all the foreign information. You just use what you already have, and you can use all the technology you have in your country.
What is Stork and what will be the benefits for Europeans?
Stork is a system where we make it possible to use the national EID in the way you use it nationally, but for cross-border services. So it will be possible to use services in other member states in a simple way, just like you do in your normal way in the national services. And we open it up for government services, for business needs, for personal needs that you may have if you travel, if you move, if you have business in another member state.
EPSIS is a large-scale pilot where 23 countries are involved in exchanging patient information across Europe. The information being exchanged is patient summaries and electronic prescriptions. Makes healthcare safer when you go abroad, whether that be to live or to work or just to go on vacation.
Is it already in place?
Actually, today we have transferred the first European electronic prescription between two countries, so it has happened, yes.
e-CODEX aims to provide secure and easy access to legal e-justice services in Europe, across Europe, for citizens and legal practitioners, and also aims to improve the communication between the courts cross borders. For this, we will have pilot cases, use cases. First of all, the European payment order, small claims, and for the criminal matters, the European arrest warrant, and there also the secure exchange of data.
PEPL is a project dealing with electronic procurement. We are focusing on making it simpler for businesses and smaller businesses to take part in public procurement opportunities in Europe, and making it as easy as sending an email to send an order and to send an invoice and receive orders, and also to take part in procurement procedures in other countries, qualifying as a supplier and sending your tenders in signed electronically.
Are we on the good track? Are we going to see this large-scale pilot bringing more fruits in the future, concrete fruits for Europeans?
Let's say that we have to forget about calling them large-scale pilots. So the pilots have produced a certain number of building blocks. Those that have to be basically have to be assessed if what their technological worth is, and then they have to be used. So we have to move from pilot into implementation. That will require probably some funding still, a lot of governance, and it will require guts, because member states and the Commission will have to start developing these services and actually make certain parts of it maybe mandatory. So it's our guts for us, because we have to then start making regulation to enforce standards and that kind of work. So let's say there's a lot to do, but the general principle was endorsed. INFSO did a great effort here with the presidency to put together a very dynamic conference.
This was a special video that we've made for you in Poznan at the eGovernment conference. We hope we've been able to share the excitements with you, and I also hope that now you have a better picture of the cross-border online public services that we fund at the European Commission.